I feel, and I don't want you to take any offense to this, I feel like your generation was very much taken into a woman has to have a job, has to be successful, because it was like kind of after the whole feminism thing. Yeah. And you guys were like super brainwashed into like being equal partners with the man, and how you say you want like a man with traditional values.
No. Hold on. So she's 52, right?
Yeah.
While that's been like slowly becoming the case, this is more so the case as time goes on. It's not like, well, it was the case back then.
No, it's still now. I'm not saying it's not, but I'm saying like everyone kind of from like...
No, but this 50-50 thing, it wasn't like boom in the 90s and then down in the 2000s.
No, it's still now. It's still current.
No, but it's been climbing 50-50. But you're saying it was more so the case in her generation.
No, I'm saying...
which just can't be true.
Okay, like most of, at least the people I know, like women from their 30s to around her age in their 50s are very much like they want to be more successful than putting the focus on like being, like you said, being with someone and helping them with their career and focusing on like building a family and having children and taking care of their children. They're more focused on like, I need to be successful so I find the right partner that matches me.
Well, I also grew up with a female as the role model. She was the breadwinner. My father lost his job, and so my stepmother took over. So I actually grew up seeing a woman working. So I think that's a lot of where
that's totally fine, but
my ambition came from, or where
But again, so there were 3 men that you dated for about 3 months. Mm-hmm. At no point in the relationship did your success or finances or money ever get into the picture. So how could your success be what you're bringing to the table if none of the 45 men that you went on a first date with and none of the 3 men that you had a 3-month relationship with reaped any benefits of your success? How can that be something that you're bringing to the table?
Well, those were men that I wasn't compatible with, but my 10-year relationship, we split everything 50-50. We purchased a home together. We did so it was...
But that's your past, right?
Yeah,
but
sure,
what I'm saying is that...
But wait, hang on. You got to back
So
up.
he reaped the rewards of my success.
We understand the
But I don't see where the
here
45 dates has anything to do with that.
In a previous relationship...
You're just meeting someone for the first time.
In a previous relationship, you said you split everything 50-50. Mm-hmm. But right now, you said you're looking for a man with traditional values. When I asked you what those are, you said he provides for me.
And protects.
So kind of, well, provides and protects, sure. But if that's what your criteria is, then Brian's saying, okay, if that's true, then all of these dates that you went on recently, why would your success be something you're bringing to the table? If they're paying for everything, they clearly don't give a shit about that, right?
I don't know. I have no idea. I didn't ask them if my success mattered to them.
I mean, you guys talked about all sorts of different things. You must have talked about work and this type of thing, right?
Some of them were first dates. So you don't go that deep. You just go deep enough to know that, hey, this is my person, or we're compatible. There's chemistry.
But so conceivably, even on a first date, you would say, well,
I did have one guy say that to me. He's like, I like that you work, because if something were to happen, you're fine on your own.
Was it only a first date?
It wasn't one first date. Yeah. That was the only, out of all the 45, that's the only time I can remember.
Why don't you do you offer to split?
Well, after a while, not for the first date, but like if we're dating.
But I thought
I have paid for things. I have paid for things.
Well, not from any of the recently. Right?
Like I paid for takeout once when they came over, something like that.
What's the most you spent? $20 on In-N-Out?
It's expensive. No, like takeout, like Postmates is expensive.
Okay, 30, 40, $50.
50, 60, something like that.
You ever take any guy out on a $1,000 plus?
No, because I have a kid that I'm supporting.
What about that guy? Didn't he have 3 kids?
Who? The one?
The guy that spent $1,500 on a dinner.
Yeah, they're adult kids.
Don't you have an adult kid?
Yeah, but they're out of the house. They're out of the house. I have one who's still in the house that I'm supporting.
3 adult kids?
He has 3 adult kids that are out of, like there's no overhead on those kids anymore.
But so if what you bring to the table is your success,
It's one of the things.
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't
one
say
of,
that
sure,
it
but
was
yeah,
it,
it's one of the
everything.
things. Why don't you offer to split?
Because I have an adult son that I'm taking care of by myself.
Well, I'm not speaking in that, I'm not speaking about that $1,000 plus. Like if you go get tacos.
I have. I've gotten
$50.
dessert. I've gotten tacos. I've paid for valet.
Okay, but I'm just confused if that's what you're bringing to the table. It doesn't seem like it's manifesting itself in any of the 45 dates that you went on.
I don't care about those 45 dates because they weren't my person.
But you know what? I want to say that I've been on dates too with men, and where I've offered to pay for some
Sure.
of the tab, and they refuse. They get
Sure.
offended when you say, "Oh, here, let me help. Here's my card." And they go, "What are you doing?" You know, they get so
Sure.
butthurt, and I feel like it
Traditional
emasculates
alpha
the
male.
man
Yeah.
if you offer to pay for half the bill, as if they can't afford it. So it's almost like an insult or a slap in the face to them.
Sure, absolutely. I'm sure there's men out there that feel like it would be demasculating or whatever it is. But again, if you're saying that what you're bringing to the table is your success, but I guess I'm trying to explain why men don't really care about this metric.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Well, do you think men get intimidated by women that have strong careers?
Yes.
No, we just don't want to deal with your bullshit.
Well, what kind of
Yeah.
bullshit happens when a woman is successful?
Well, I'll explain. So, well, at least from the purview of the traditionalist male, I think. So it seems to me that a traditional man wants his wife to be devoted to him. And so they want the family hierarchy to work like this. The man is at the head of the hierarchy. And then there is the woman, the mother, and then under that is the children. That is the way they want the placement of that hierarchy. So if the woman is devoted to the career and not to the husband, then it creates some type of problem within the set of the hierarchy. And so they tend to prefer that women stay home and take care of children, and they take care of those issues. They take care of the financial issues. And so when you're talking about male betterment or, men trying to work on themselves and trying to, what is the adage, 6 foot, 6 figures, et cetera, the idea here is that you can take care of a family. You don't want to have to compete with your wife's career or, whatever your significant other's kind of externalities are to you. You want her to be devoted to you. And then the exchange for that is that you take care of everything on behalf of them. So I wouldn't say it's intimidation. It's just, why would you want competition?
No, I totally get that. But in a way, I think it is generational too. Like men our age, they want to be providers. They want their wives to stay at home. Now, when I talk to my 23-year-old daughter about her dating life, the guys that she dates or she's talked to in the past, they want a woman that's going to bring 50% to the table. They want a working woman because things are so expensive now. They want to be a power couple with a woman. And I think it's just more like a generational thing.
But wouldn't this
I don't. Well, here's the thing. I think again, I think you're right in a sense, and then in another sense, maybe a little wrong here. If you say traditional, then yes, that's always going to be a generational thing because we're appealing to previous generations for what the tradition is, right? We're not making the generation this tradition. Or, the tradition's not made this generation, it's made in previous ones. So the question then becomes this. If you're looking for a man who has traditional values, when I ask, what are you bringing to the table? I'd be looking for you to bring similar traditional female values to the table. But what I see instead is that women seem to want to move into, I want a man to follow the traditional values of X, but I still want to be more in the set of a modern woman. And I don't understand how those two things get reconciled exactly. So if you want a traditional man to provide for you and take care of everything for you, what are you bringing to the table? That question is talking in terms of tradition.
I would say housewife, like laundry, cook, clean, tend to the kids, make sure he is taken care of 100% in the bedroom and outside the bedroom.
Yeah, but I mean, you guys are
and-
way past. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't mean
We
that.
are.
I don't mean this rudely, but you're past childbearing age,
Right.
right?
Oh,
Of course.
absolutely.
Yeah, so
Obviously.
if that's the case, what are the traditional values you're bringing? You're not going to be looking after his kids at this point. So what is it specifically that is a traditional value you'd be bringing to the table?
I think a man wants a woman to, same kind of traditional, they want a partner. They want someone that they come home to, that they can trust, that they can count on.
I would think they want submission.
Right. Well, someone needs to be a leader, and someone needs to be the submissive one, right?
Yeah, but what does
The
submission
yin
mean
and
to
the
you?
yang. Well, someone who is going to care for the leader in the household, whereby she is going to do things that he's not able to do half the time because he has a career, he's at work. So tend to him, like do his laundry, make sure he has breakfast, lunch, and dinner made and prepared.
Well, those are daily duties. So what does submission mean, though? What does that
For
mean?
one thing, I know people kind of mistaken like submission to be like the weaker half, but I would have to disagree with that. I would say submission means somebody who is going to take the back seat, or someone who's going to sit in the passenger seat and let the man take the driver's seat and make the decisions in the household and make sure, you know, the budget is intact and you guys are living within your means.
It means obedience.
Correct.
It means obedience. It means to obey.